Hi people, how's it going? What's happening in the UK? The UK is, well, it's on the brink, isn't it? It's on the brink of absolute disaster. We've got a Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, who's just an empty suit, an absolute empty suit, just like a middle manager being told what to do from them up on high at the WEF, whoever. Someone is controlling this bloke, and I believe they've got something on him. They have to have something on him. I believe now that all prime ministers, presidents, have skeletons in the cupboard, so to speak, and secrets that they don't want exposed. And the powers that be know those secrets. And so nearly all prime ministers and presidents, especially in the Western world, are selected for their corruptibility. And once they put them in power, they'll do exactly as they're told. Otherwise, their dirty little secrets will be, well, exposed. And so they do exactly what they're told, and they make a fortune out of it as well. And I believe Keir Starmer is being probably, I think he's a bad man anyway. But I think he's being blackmailed and told exactly what to do, because he's quite possibly, or the rumours are, that he's got a bit of a fetish for young men, young boys of the night, so to speak, and being married, and that nowadays, that's cool, isn't it? Isn't that a cool thing to be now? I don't know. A brave new world, eh? But yeah, these digital IDs, what's it called, the brick card, he's going to enforce it like before Christmas, and it's going to be mandated. I think it should be mass non-compliance, and there should be another huge march in London with millions upon millions, like a Tommy Robinson march of 2.5 weeks ago. There should be another one like that against what Keir Starmer and that government is doing to the UK. I know many people support it. I mean, the people that support these digital IDs and all what comes with it, they're the types who still wear masks. They're the ones that still believe, oh my God, long COVID, and I've got COVID. I mean, no one's got fucking COVID. It's bollocks. It's all bollocks. There was no such bloody thing. But these people who believe in a digital ID, they're the ones that rush out and get the next jab. Oh, the next pandemic's coming. No such fucking thing. It's all bollocks. And it's all about control. And I don't know. I honestly believe that these politicians, these governments, Britain's not going to get out of this. France is not going to get out. Belgium, Holland, Germany, they're not going to get out of this by voting different parties in. I don't believe. I think it's beyond that now. I think all leaders of political parties are compromised. And I even believe, I know this is going to shock some people, but even Nigel Farage is compromised, and he's already been selected by them up on high to be the next Prime Minister, because he's probably got skeletons in the cupboard that he'd rather not the public know about. And so he's been selected. Listen, we'll make you Prime Minister. You'll be worth millions upon millions upon millions in a few years. Hundreds of millions, like Tony Blair. Hundreds of millions Tony Blair's worth for doing what he was told. And that'll be Nigel Farage in a few years' time. And he's been selected, and he will become the next Prime Minister. But I believe he's going to let the country down, just like Keir Starmer, Boris Johnson, David Cameron, and all the rest before them, because they all have done it. All bought and sold out, and they're all doing well. Same here in New Zealand, with the spineless cretin that we've got in Parliament now, as a Prime Minister. My God, Chris looks in an empty suit, a complete empty suit, put there because he's an empty suit, and weak as piss. I mean, yeah, but it's everywhere. It's everywhere. The exception, you could say, would be Donald Trump, who, on the face of it, looks strong. He's decisive. He's making all the right noises, but is he, at the end of the day, is he one of us? Is he? I don't know. I like to think he is. I was a huge Trump fan where I worked, when I worked in Sinlay. And a huge, I tell you what, when I was a Trump fan, this was in 2016 as well, when he first ran, people used to point the finger at me. It's like I had some kind of disease because I supported Trump over Hillary Clinton. It's like I had a disease. I had like a big cyst on my head or something to steer clear of, because I must be a far-right white supremacist. The strangest thing. How people think, and how people, group think as well, because, once a little group start singling someone out, they all have to jump on board, don't they? Because they don't want to be the odd one out. But I don't mind being the odd one out, because I don't give a shit. I'll stand alone and do my own thinking. And sometimes I get it wrong. But most times I'm right. Like most of you watching this video. But I think in the UK, the old country for me, I think it's going to go to, we're heading for trouble. We're heading for big trouble. They reckon somewhere between 6 and 10 million Muslims in the UK. My God, how did that happen? It's all deliberate. It's all deliberate to destabilise the country. It's been done from people up on high, multi-billionaire psychopaths from the WEF. Who knows? I don't know. These people. I don't know. But definitely Klaus Schwab is up there, and George Soros, and many others beyond them. But they're controlling it. They're controlling it. And the UK, Britain, England especially, once the greatest nation on earth, has to be the first to fall. Has to be. 70 million, 60, 65, 70 million people. They're going to be a minority soon. The British, the English, the Welsh, Scots, Irish. They're going to be a minority in their own countries. And once it reaches the population of you-know-whom, they reach critical mass, the tipping point, it'll be a massacre. It'll be a massacre. You can see how the police, how the courts, how they treat native Brits against the incoming lot. Now, police knocking on doors, hurty feelings because they've said something against a particular religious ideology. And yet, we've seen that bloke, I think it was outside the Turkish embassy or something in London a week or so ago, running out with a knife, trying to stab this bloke who was burning, I think he was burning their holy book. And yet he came out with a knife with a 10-inch blade, trying to stab him. Gets him on the floor, he's kicking him, punching him and cursing him with a blade. Got away with it, walked. But the other fella who burnt the Quran, I've said it, the Quran, he got charged. He got charged. And yet the other fella attacked him with a knife. It's incredible, isn't it? But that's where we are. That's where Britain is anyway. Strange old thing. Strange old thing. And do you think it's not going to come to New Zealand? Do you think New Zealand's going to be exempt from this? It's coming. It's coming, all right. We've got different problems here. We know what our problems are here. And, well, Chris Hipkins. My God. Chris Hipkins. It's embarrassing, isn't it? He wants to fundamentally change New Zealand, and he's going to change the language in New Zealand. And one preferred group, we know what that group is going to be. They are going to be, well, completely preferred in everything, like they are now, even with a so-called conservative or national government here. And that group is going to be given preference for everything, like they are now. Can't even watch an advert on the telly or even YouTube or anything without all the actors. I know they're only small-time actors, but they're all of a certain particular group in New Zealand. So yeah, and it's promoting their language, their culture, above everyone else's. So if you look like me in New Zealand and you're Pākehā ha, as they say here, basically a white man, you're a second-class citizen. You're not worthy. And we're already being called guests. We're just guests. And yet, the so-called native population, or the so-called indigenous, which they're not, they have preference for everything. And yet, there's none of them left. They are all diluted and all have like 90% European blood. British mostly. But anyway, but that's the world we live in. That's where we've moved into, where minority rights supersede the rights of people with the same skin colour as this. Being driven. It's being driven by multi-billionaire psychopaths to destroy the West. Yeah, there has to be a reaction. And in Britain again, back to Britain, back to France as well. France, Belgium, Holland, Germany. Sabre rattling of the EU. They're all failing. They're all failed states. All the prime ministers and presidents are all so unpopular that what they're doing now, they're all talking about war with Russia. I've got a good idea. We're all unpopular. The people hate us. So we'll have a war instead with Russia. Yeah, good luck to that. Good luck to that. And they don't mind. And what's going to happen then? We use Britain, for example. Keir Starmer's talking about war with Russia, and then war starts. And what's going to happen? All the white boys in Britain, the natives, the English, Welsh, Scots, Irish, they'll be getting drafted because they won't want to go to fight for Keir Starmer. They'll be getting drafted, conscripted, sent to war, and who's going to be left behind? Who's still going to be flooding in from France in little boats? Left behind, while all those native Brits are getting killed on some front in some faraway land. Have you thought about that? Look at London now, 30% of London, 30% is native white British. Probably even worse in Birmingham, and Bradford, and Leicester, Burnley, Manchester. It's honestly, we're on the brink. Britain's on the brink. And New Zealand, slightly different issues. Well, different issues. But at some stage, some prime minister is going to say, I've got a good idea. We're going to have mass migration into New Zealand. Okay, we're not going to have the little boats, a little bit far from Australia. But they'll ship them in, they'll fly them in because, well, it worked in Britain, didn't it? And some Prime Minister in the future is going to decide, because they've got something over him or her, will make that decision, and it'll happen here too. And the whole of the West as we once knew it, will be fucked. Okay. I think I've said what I need to say. This is Cross the Rubicon. Please like, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, share this video everywhere. See you later.